Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So before I begin, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also don't forget to share this video and comment down below. You can leave me comments or you can even leave me video ideas. Okay, Kirsty Johnson Coaching, Facebook and Instagram, and kirstyjohnsoncoaching@gmail.com if you're wanting dating or relationship coaching or advice. Okay, everybody. So this is kind of following on a little bit from last video I did on resentment, and we're talking today about, can you be friends with an ex? Can your current partner be friends with their ex? And what is the point of where friends and exes meet? And it all comes down to the big R word, resentment. So I talked last session about resentment and how resentment can be toxic, and this comes to the same idea as thing, because the difference between exes who are now actually friends and exes who are friends and there's something there is if resentment happens on one of the two sides. Someone isn't over someone. Resentment suggests someone's not over people, right? And the more people you're resentful of, the more people that stick in your mind and the more people that get on your nerves. Whereas if someone's over their ex, truly over their ex, no skin off their nose, right? Just taking a drink. Don't smash the glass, Kirsty. Okay. Promise, I for some strange reason keep losing my voice. I'm one of them people that just lose their voice. I just must do a lot of talking. Don't stop talking. About resentment of their past. You can be, the answer to this question is yes. In some cases, friends can be exes. Exes can be friends. Right, Kirsty. Exes can be friends as long as that resentment is over, and you need to check both of them. Don't just check your partner, check the other person as well. Check how that is. If they're, and this is the thing, neutrality, humor, antidotal, right? If they're, how they talk about say you're talking to the ex, if how they're talking about your partner is very much like, remember when we were younger and we did this, remember when we used to date, it was like this, right? You might be thinking, why are they bringing up when you used to date, right? But the point is that they've taken that as humor, right? And if you ask them, right, what happened with you guys, like, I just want to know, I just kind of want to know what he was like, who like, from someone who he's dated, what he's like. And if she's like, oh, well, he's really nice, he took me here, and then we're just doing this. And if you ask them about the breakup, and she's just like, well, obviously we just didn't really work out, and now we're just friends, really. It's just kind of fizzled, right? If that's how she's explaining it to you, if your partner says very similar, like, yeah, and then we did this, and it was just like, it just didn't work, right? That's neutrality. They're both over it, right? And they can be friends. Now, I wouldn't suggest best friends. Like, if they're best friends, there's something there, even if they're antidotal. But just being a friend, just a friend part of the friendship group, most likely that's a case of just, they're over it, and they're not going to waste a good relationship. They're not going to waste a good friendship because of a relationship, because that's what it comes down to. Two exes who are just friends, and they can be friends and there's nothing to worry about, are usually people who didn't work out as a relationship, but you know what, as friends, they're not too shabby, right? That is the difference between the two, right? Between whether or not this is an actual friendship, or this is an actual, like, they want to get back together, or one side wants to get back with the other, and it won't work. And this is the case if you are looking and you're like, actually, I want to be friends with my ex, right? Then what you have to look at is how they see this, right? Is there still resentment in there, right? Is there still resentment in there? Is there still love in there? Is it a we're just better friends? Or is that a case of, I want you back and this is the only way to get in, right? If it still bothers them, if they're not talking about things neutrally, if it's, Or anecdotally, like, we just dated, it was so funny, wasn't it, when we dated, but you know what, I'm glad, right? That's how they're speaking, then they're over it, right? They're completely over it, and it's okay to take that plunge and say, look, why don't we just be friends, right? If they're still resentful, if there's still this thing in their back of their mind, or they're being too nice, or they wanting to like be best friends straight away, well, even just wanting to be best friends is strange. An ex wanting to become your friend again just suggests that you're a nice person and that they kind of just want to get back in. They don't care that they're not in a relationship with you. They still value your friendship, right? Which is what the basis of most relationships come off. Most people are friends and then they become partners. That's how it works. So they don't want to lose a good friendship over a past relationship, and that's how it kind of is. Resentfulness, I talked last time, resentfulness is very toxic. It's very it's very corrosive for the person who's resentful, and it's also corrosive to the people around them, because no one wants to listen to the person who's not over their ex. No friend wants to listen to the person who's not over their ex, right? One day in, not too bad. 1 year in, bad, right? So that's kind of how it is. Getting over somebody is one of the hard, because you've got to sit there and look into your own mind and your own heart and your own feelings and go, why did I end up out of this relationship? What was so wrong, right? And no one wants to do that. No one wants to self-evaluate. No one likes self-evaluation. It's horrible. But it allows you to lay things to rest, and it really, really does help your emotional state, because then when you go back out into the real world and you go back out and you go and, I don't know, find a new relationship, or even just you want to stay single, you're okay with yourself. And if someone does come back and, you know, they are neutral and they've done that thing, they've done that antidotal work, that neutralizing of your relationship kind of work, then you can be friends. And why would you lose a good friendship over a past relationship? So yeah, they can be friends, but of course there is things that have to be met. And you know, if you start seeing behavior like they are trying to get a bit too close to you, or they want to be best friends straight away, that's not healthy, right? Because we're looking for health. We're looking for health in relationship. Relationships are made up of 3 different emotional states, right? There's the complete euphoria, it's perfect, we're going on dates, I'm so happy. There's the down bits where there's bad days and this is happening, and you know, it's just, you know, maybe someone's lost their job, or maybe something's happening in their family, you know, there's going to be down days. It's also going to be, most of the time, you should be sat somewhere in the middle, in what I call as the neutral zone, right? And in most relationships, there's what's known as downtime, which is where life's just going on, right? It's neutral, you know, you're not having an amazing time on a date, and you're not having horrible times with something that's happening with family or whatever. It's the average plot of an everyday life. And this is why I always tell people to go look for real relationships, for stable relationships, and for contentment in a relationship. I think it's contentment, where you are not contempt, that's a complete different word. Contentment, where you are just content, that you are neutral, because that's how relationships are supposed to work. Good, stable relationships. When you first start dating, it is going to be all, everything's amazing, everything's so good. That's why it's known as the honeymoon period of a relationship. It's the first couple of months to about a year where everything is kind of just normal, but then you go back into normal day life. You can't stay that way for 10-15 years, and if that is the case in your relationship, you really need to look at the health of your relationships. But I digress. If things are down, if every single conversation that you have just seems to be like they're a Debbie Downer, then you also need to look at that as well, because you shouldn't always feel like you're completely emotionally propping somebody up. Because I've talked a lot, resentment can often come in relationships through one person propping someone else up. I talked about that, about one person putting in all the effort and someone not, that you're on equal playing fields. You're on equal playing fields of emotional, you're both putting emotion into it, you're both putting, I don't know, support into it, you're both putting commitment into it. That's what a relationship occurs to. You're both respecting each other, you're both communicating with each other properly, and you are both trusting of each other, and these things are mutual. A relationship is mutual. That's why one-sided relationships will never work. So I think I've gone a little bit off topic, but I will summarize what I've said. So basically, this is all about resentments, what you're striving for. If you're wanting to be friends with an ex, or your partner is friends with their ex, you're looking for neutrality amongst the two of them. Neutrality or antidotalness. You are looking for, they didn't want to lose a good relationship over a past breakup, right? And that's what most, exes who are friends are doing. You're not looking for a best friend. If they're best friending it with their ex, there's something there. There's probably hidden feelings, and it might not necessarily be resentment. It might actually just be that they broke up and now they just want them back together, and it's a one-sided thing. Often these things are usually just one-sided things, usually towards the ex that's single, but not always. So that can be that. How you can combat it in yours, if you want to be friends with your ex, look for neutrality, look for antidotal, look for how close they're trying to be to you. Is it just that they just want to be back part of the friendship group, and they just want to, they don't want to lose you as a friend, so they're willing to accept the past and understand that that's part of the past, and they're wanting just to be friends now. And if that's the case, that's a good compliment to you, and you should take it. And it's all about proximity. You don't want exes too close. Your ex should not be your best friend, but if they want to be back into the friendship alumni of your little thing, then if they've done the work, they've done the leg room, if you're neutral on it, they're neutral on it, and there doesn't seem to be any hidden feelings that you can kind of bring up, then let it be. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it here. Okay, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, please share, and you can comment and leave video ideas. You can also leave questions down below for me to answer. Also, yes, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Kirsty Johnson Coaching, Facebook and Instagram, and kirstyjohnsoncoaching@gmail.com if you are wanting coaching on dating, relationships, singlehood. I'm all ears. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Also, please be safe with everything that's going on at the moment. Please be safe, and have a lovely day.